and what's your old saying? You can't teach a old dog new tricks.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why they've been switching conferences, big top, rooftop, so they can get them wins. Get that accreditation.
Hello, and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stacks, Aggie P, Rooftop, TP, and Big T.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. I'm your man, Big T, alongside the usual cast of characters and an even more usual cast of characters that hadn't been here in a while. And we're going to lead off with him. We're talking about none other than Rooftop is in the house. Rooftop, what's up?
The roof is in the house. Coming to bring a new message.
There you go. I love it. Rooftop is back. And then we got the man that brings the Ag swag to the show each and every week. He's always representing that A&T Aggie pride. Aggie P is in the house. Aggie P, what's up?
Going on, Big T, Tunnel Crew. Aggie pride is nationwide. Radar.
Most definitely. Oh, man. Radar Charles is in the house. He been egging Aggie P on, talking junk about the Aggies and all that stuff before we came on the air. Aggie P, go at him all night, Aggie P. Give him a hard time. Radar Charles, what's up, man?
Woo! You know what? Narrow is the way when them Aggies get in my way. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say.
Okay. When they get in the way, huh?
When they get in my way.
Okay, all right. And then we save the best for last. We talking about the one and only, the Birdman, the Eagles fan, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons fan, the LA Lakers fan who, aren't going to make the playoffs probably. And if they do, they're going to be an early out. At least your Eagles got in, at least your football team got to the championship game in the ACC, at least your basketball team is in the NIT. Congratulations. Bird is in the house. What's up, Bird?
It's the debut of the Eagles blanket.
The Eagles blanket, Lord have mercy. Hey, that's right. And together, y'all, we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. Tonight on At Home with the Crossover, we talk ACC tournament, we talk the NCAA tournament, and then we also talk a little bit, not much, about the Brady that cried wolf. Because Tom Brady is back, y'all. And we got much, much more on this edition of At Home with the Crossover. But first, we start off with our guy. He's the longest standing season ticket holder in the history of the Carolina Hurricanes. He is the man, the myth, the legend. We're talking about none other than Larry. He joins us every month during the NHL hockey season to talk Canes and NHL. Larry, what's going on?
Hey man, it's good to be back. Good to see you guys. And this is the debut of the Hurricanes blanket.
There you go. I love it. Hey, blanket to blanket, right?
That's exactly right.
Well, let's not waste any time, Larry. Let's jump on in here. So we need a Canes update from you since the last time we talked, and how are things been going for Carolina? What's the situation? Where they are in the standings? How are they? Are they on a winning streak, a losing streak? Let all the listeners know what's going on in Carolina Hurricane land.
Got a lot to talk about. Huge game last Thursday night. The biggest game of the season against the number 1 rated Colorado Avalanche.
Okay.
And the number 2 Carolina Hurricanes in the entire league.
Okay. All right.
In Raleigh. And I mean, it was a huge game.
All right.
We won 2-0. It was the first shutout this year for Colorado.
Wow.
Colorado.
And they were the number 1 ranked team.
A major league team. And so we shut them out. And I was at the game, and it was just unbelievable. Really great. Okay.
Is the atmosphere off the charts?
Oh yeah, it sell out. All the crowds are sell out, standing room only now.
Okay.
You can't get around in the concourse between periods because there's so many people.
Wow.
I've never seen it like this, even when we won the Stanley Cup. I really haven't. I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so we play Thursday, and then we play again Saturday afternoon. Now, understand this. Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. in our arena, we play Philadelphia, which is in our division, which is a division rivalry. We have to win that game. And we won the game 3-1.
Okay.
All right. The NHL had a rule that they imposed that said no games at least 24 hours, all games have to be at least 24 hours apart. Okay. We played in Pittsburgh Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Okay. That's 22 hours apart. Okay. But daylight savings time came in. So we played 21 hours later
because you lost
in Pittsburgh, a division rivalry, who's in second place trying to overtake us in the division. Okay. And Pittsburgh did not play Saturday. They played Friday night, rested. We had to get on a plane Saturday afternoon, fly to Pittsburgh, get up early, and play a game against them.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So we lost 4-2. Two of those goals were empty net goals from Pittsburgh. If we had controlled that, we would have tied them and gone to overtime. I mean, it's really, really bad. And the NHL moved that game after COVID. It was supposed to be played as the last game of the season on April 29th. They moved it to this time in this place. I mean, it's unbelievable, really.
Man.
Okay. So now we have 2 or 3 more back-to-back games coming up, and they're all against division rivals.
Okay.
Like we play Thursday night this week in Toronto. Friday night we play in Raleigh against Washington. Big rivalry.
Okay.
It's that the scheduling is really, really questionable from Hurricanes fans. I mean, it really is. It really is.
Hey, you seem like you're a little bit unhappy with that.
That's a good way of putting it.
I would be too.
That's a very Christian way of putting it.
Yeah, there are other words that could be said, but not on this radio station.
But we are still the best team in the East. Colorado is still the best team in the West. And I heard a radio announcer for the hockey channel announce today. He said, Colorado is number 1, but Carolina is definitely a strong number 2 team.
Yeah.
And so getting ready for the playoffs, trying to make win our division and get a good playoff spot. So that's the key.
Yeah. Well, and you always talk about how this time of year, you want to be trending up, and you want to, because like you say, you are getting ready for the postseason. You want to be heading in the right direction. And it sounds like if not for some scheduling, some bad scheduling by the league, the Canes are definitely on track to do what they're hoping that they can do.
And here's the good thing. We have a coach who says it is what it is, one day at a time. We're going to rest. We're going to play our best. We're going to be out there. And they all of the team buys into that, and it shows on the ice. I mean, against Pittsburgh Sunday, it didn't look like they played the day before. So, that's what it takes.
Yeah. Well, and we always talk about how Rod's the Iron Man. So, those guys, he probably has his players just as much well-conditioned. So,
that's true.
that definitely is something we don't have to worry about it with the Canes as far as them not being, physically up to the challenge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, anybody got a question for Larry about the Canes or hockey in general?
I wanted to ask him, Larry, is this a first that you've seen the schedule like this, where you have games back to back?
Well, we have had a lot of games back to back in the past.
Okay.
There have been like 5 or 6 a season. Mm-hmm. Now, to give them credit, a lot of these are because of the COVID games that we missed earlier, and they had to reschedule. But most of those games were rescheduled into February. Okay. February was a busy month.
Yeah.
I've never seen a game moved back from April, March, with less than 24 hours apart. I've never even heard of that. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the part that sounds great. Well, and Aggie P, I want to, because you're the football guy, all right? You played and everything.
Yes, sir.
And we talk about how physical football is, and they always talk about you hear guys complain all the time about the Thursday night games because they say it's not enough time for your body to recuperate and this, that, and the other. And this is the first time this just kind of dawned on me. So you got the NHL, which we know is equally as physical, I mean, some people would say maybe more, but
no, I have to argue. No,
I'd love to have a hockey player on that to give his opinion.
but and so it makes me when I started to think about this, like Larry said, you play back-to-backs in the NHL, but just look at their weekly schedule. They play at least 3 games a week, right, Larry?
Yeah, for the most part, that's true.
So that means you're typically getting 1 to 2 days in between games. But in the NFL, guys are saying, we don't like the Thursday night game because, we don't have enough time to recover from Sunday, Right. And it just dawned on me about the whole physicality thing. I'm like, wait a minute, the NHL is physical too.
I think both sports are naturally physical. I mean, both of them are the highly physical games in sports. And, I don't see how football players do it either. I mean, it's brutal out there. After the NHL season ends, Stanley Cup, you'd be amazed at the number of players who go in for surgery. During the Stanley Cup run that the Hurricanes won, we had one player who played with a broken wrist the entire Stanley Cup finals. That kind of thing. And it happens, and it happens in football too.
Oh yeah. Ron, the old legendary story about Ronnie Lott having part of his finger cut off, so he could go back in the game. The other night we saw there was a headshot with a stick accidentally hitting a player, and he skated off the ice. Well, come to find out, he lost 2 teeth. And he was back the next period skating. Yeah.
And that's ordinary. Most of them do not have a full set of teeth.
Yeah.
But Big T, on that level, any professional level, conditioning and you getting tired, it don't come to mind. Your mind don't register as far as getting tired.
Right.
You just keep going because that's what you're programmed to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to those guys, they'll go as long as the coach allow them the time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
But still, though, having games back to back.
Yeah, that's.
I don't see how they did that.
Well, I don't see how they got on a plane, flew there, got off the plane, get to a hotel, and then it's time to get up and eat breakfast and play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Larry, real quick before we get you out of here, you got a hockey name of the day for us? Because we love these great, fantastic hockey names.
His name is Will Butcher, Butcher. He's a defenseman and he plays for Buffalo. Of course. So,
Butcher.
I've never known that he's killed a man on the island.
That's funny. Well, hey, Larry, hey, we appreciate you joining us once again. We look forward to talking to you in the future. And hey, go Canes.
Go Canes. Thanks.
All
See
right,
you guys.
Gal.
Enjoyed it.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
All right, everybody. That was Larry, and we're up against a hard break here. When we come back, more of At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. We want to thank Larry once again for joining us to talk Canes. And now we're going to jump on into our hot topics. But first, we want everybody to make sure that you tune in every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. for this live at home edition of the Crossover. And you can catch it on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it, because you don't want to miss Radar Charles blacking his camera out and then coming in and, blind as a bat, can't see anything. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss Roof chilling. I mean, Roof is just, Roof is back on the show tonight and he's chilling. You can see him just laid back, got it all together. You don't want to miss Aggie P repping his A&T Aggies, always got the Aggie Pride shirt on, and Birdman with his Eagles gear and everything. Got showed up tonight with the Hurricanes blanket, Larry had that on standby. That was perfect. So anyway, catch us every Tuesday night live on YouTube. Like I said, go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel and tell everybody about it. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Then on Thursday night, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. All right, before we jump into the hot topics, our man Roof is back with us. And, of course, the reason he hadn't been on the show because he is taking on coaching high school basketball. He's, of course, a college basketball legend, and now he's coaching high school basketball. So he's going to fill us in real quick on how things went. Season's over for him. That's why he's chilling, laid back, and relaxing like he is. Just give us a quick update on how things went before we jump into the hot topics, Roof.
Well, as you know, Big T, we had a very young team. I only had one senior during the season, and I tried to add a couple more, some experienced players in, but it didn't work. I think they just wasn't basketball minded. We wind up right at 10 and overall 10 and 14.
Okay.
Started out hot.
Yeah.
Did real good in the non-conference. But once we get into the conference, the conference is a very 3-point, minded conference. Everybody like to shoot the threes and
Steph Curry effect. Huh?
Yeah, man. I tell you, some of the teams shot us at the gym, but we played. We played well. As we went down the stretch, some of the kids had to learn how to play basketball. So it was a lot of teaching. It was a lot of it was some tough games, real close games that we played.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought the season was very successful. With only one senior, we had one senior, and he stayed injured most of the season. So it was a long season, but an enjoyable season.
Yeah.
Although our record did not indicate how well we have played all season. At the end, nobody expected us to make the state playoffs, and we made the state playoff because we beat we won 5 of the non-conference games against 3A schools, and that was enough to give us enough. It's like a point system that you get now in order to get into the state playoff. So we was able to make the first round of the state playoff, went up and played against Winston-Salem Prep. They had a really good team. They was number 2 in the state in the 1A, and we played them well up until like the third quarter. They kind of got away from us a little bit, but I still think that my kids played really well.
Yeah,
this year. Unfortunately, right after the last game, like I was telling you, the old bus, that 45 miles per hour bus. I just thought I gave them 2 seasons, and that's what I told them whenever I took the job, that I would build the system in 2 seasons. And after that last game, I told them I would resign and make some room for a younger coach who had the energy and time. So I'm kind of stepping aside.
Okay, all right.
Small room.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still keep in contact with my kids, but right now we're in the hunt right now for another coach. Someone that can give them more time and invest in the team.
Hey, are you helping with the search? With the coaching search? Okay, good.
Yes,
good.
We're looking at several different coaches. I don't know which one that they will pick, but just want someone that's going to be open-minded, because it's a football school, and you got to be very flexible when you're at a football school, and someone that's going to have to be patient.
Hey, Radar, you want the job, man? I mean, I understand. It's hard for you to see what's going on, but you want the job,
man. If he mentor me, I'm open to anything. I'm a good motivator. I'm a Sean McVay.
Sean McVay. Well.
One quick question, Big T. How did the football players do?
Oh, good question.
What was that?
How did the football players do?
The football players did really well, especially the ones that was part of the interviewing that we did the interview with. Brooks, Devontae Brooks, the Joker.
Yeah.
He was a all-conference player, averaging about 22 a game.
Ooh, wow. That's all right.
The real big, my sophomore, Julius, that was 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". He had a real good game. But, as the season went along, I started seeing the youth. I started seeing the inexperience once we started hitting the teams that was more senior oriented, and you start seeing the little mistakes. Yeah. And that's what, and I can live with that, because these kids are going to grow, but they're going to need some time on the court this spring and summer. That's what they need.
Well, I know you're gonna follow them and keep track of them, and also gonna keep us up to date on what's going on since they're part of you now. So definitely, as we move forward, keep us updated. Let us know what's going on.
We'll do, Big T. We'll do.
All right. Well, we're gonna jump on into the hot topics now, and of course, we're gonna start with the ACC basketball tournament that took place last weekend, where Virginia Tech was squarely on the bubble entering the tournament, and but after a buzzer-beating win against Syracuse, against Clemson, that orange got me confused there. Against Clemson, a second round win against Notre Dame, in a semifinal blowout of the Tar Heels. Man, they absolutely dismantled the top seed Duke in the championship game, beating them by 15. And Hunter Couture was the man, y'all. This dude was 7 out of 9 from three-point range, scored 31 points. Duke had no answer for him. And Virginia Tech became the lowest seeded team in the history of the ACC tournament to cut down the nets. No team rated 7th or lower had ever won the tournament. So congratulations to them on that. And then Coach Mike Young, he came from the SoCon conference. He's been at Virginia Tech for 3 years, and he's won every conference championship he's ever been in. He won 5. He was 5-0 in the SoCon. He's now 1-0 in the ACC. Virginia Tech had never won an ACC conference tournament since joining the ACC in 2004. And it's their first conference championship of any kind since 1979 when they won the Metro. So, hey, congratulations to Virginia Tech getting it done. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on the ACC tournament?
Very shocked, Big T.
So you were shocked?
Yeah, I mean, all of our eyes was on Tar Heels and Duke. I mean, and then here comes Virginia Tech. So, I mean, very shocked, but really enjoyed watching them play basketball.
Yeah.
I really did. Yeah, I really did enjoy that. So that's about all. Aggie P was just shocked, man. I thought that Coach K had ran the boys all day and all night, and
so he wouldn't have a repeat of the Saturday before.
Back on the Tar Heels and be on top of the mountain again. But hey, man, it's basketball and I love it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what happened. They were disappointed that Carolina got blown out and lost, and they didn't play Carolina in the championship because when Banchero was asked who would he prefer, in the championship game, he said UNC. I mean, he said it quick, UNC. Then when Carolina didn't make it, he was like, oh.
Wow.
they wasn't ready for Virginia Tech to be there. It stole some of their thunder,
Yeah.
Like it turned into a play-in game or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Like an exhibition.
It was disappointed after that,
Very disappointed.
Oh, Virginia Tech, man, I wanted Carolina.
Payback.
Yeah. Well, hey, that leads us to the NCAA tournament because the brackets, of course, came out the next day, and number one seeds look like this. You got Gonzaga in the West, you got Arizona in the South, you got Kansas in the Midwest, and the last number one seed is Baylor in the East, and they're the defending national champs. I don't know if a lot of people remember that, but Baylor is the defending national champs. Conference that got the most bids for the Big Ten. They got 9, and a lot of times when they get a lot of bids, they flame out. They don't do too well. Followed by the Big East, Big 12, SEC, they all had 6, and the ACC came in next with 5. Our 5 are Duke, Virginia Tech, Carolina, Miami, and Notre Dame. Wake did not get in, despite going 23-9. They finished 5th in the ACC, but hey, they're going to the NIT as the second seed, as a number 2 seed in NIT. So there you go. Your thoughts on the NCAA tournament, number 1 seeds, the ACC bids, Wake Forest not getting in. Tunnel Crew, have at it.
I think it was a disgrace that Wake Forest did not get in.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I mean, I'm
joking.
I'm not a Wake Forest fan, but to have the player of the year, the coach of the year in the ACC, and not allowing them to get in the big dance, I think that was an insult. and I'm just calling it like I see it.
Yeah.
And but the ACC, all these conferences are changing.
Yeah.
The college game, college recruiting, everything is changing, Big T.
Yeah.
You could take the lowest seed team that don't do well in the conference and come up and win a conference a tournament like Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'm pronouncing it right. Is it the portal that these
the transfer portal? Yep. Transfer portal.
Hey man. Hey, look. All you got to do is look in there and hunt. If you hunt long enough, you'll find something.
Yeah.
And you can put a team together and do pretty well in a conference.
Most definitely.
That's what Wake Forest done, and that's what a lot of the schools are. Miami, all these schools are going inside, pulling out players. They may start off slow, but at the end, they can make a run for it. You know? So it's
Rooftop. It's funny you talk about that. We talked about the same thing in football.
Yep.
That transfer portal, man. It's something. Yeah.
That portal is something. It's a game changer. You can turn your team around real quick, or somebody can raid all your players and you can slip off real quick. Exactly. Hey, everybody, make sure you catch this live at-home version of the show on YouTube every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And you can like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about it. Don't miss it every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live. And then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., catch the audio version, the original crossover sports show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. When we come back, we got some more hot topics to finish up and the question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Hey, it's Tuesday night, 7 p.m., and you know what that means. It's time for At Home with the Crossover live on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it because you don't want to miss all of the fun that we have every week. And then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., you can catch the audio version of the original crossover sports show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. All right, let's get back into the hot topics. And we're going to rush through some NFL stuff right quick because we don't want to take away too much from our question of the day. So I'm going to blow through a bunch of NFL stories, and then I'm going to let you guys comment on it. TB12 is back. 40 days after this dude announced he's retiring, won't spend more time with his family. Now he's saying, I messed up. I made a mistake. Coming back. And so he is not retiring. And I'm telling you, the next time he announces his retirement, you know how we spent a whole segment talking, we ain't going to do that. We're going to say, we're going to wait and see if this is real this time, Tom. You know, we want to find out if it's real. Because it's a little bit crazy, man. 40 days, and then you all of a sudden you're back. I messed up. But remember, I told y'all I didn't think he was done. I just didn't think he was gonna come back this soon. I thought he was gonna take the whole off season, and then around late July, early August, he was gonna start to get the itch, and then he was gonna announce he was coming back. I didn't think 40 days, really?
Right.
40 days, man. Anyway, so y'all can comment on that after I throw out these other stories if you want to. Hey, Carson Wentz went to DC as a free agent. Khalil Mack to the Chargers, teaming up with Joey Bosa. Man, you want to talk about a fearsome pass rush there? Woo! Amari Cooper got traded from the to the Browns from the Cowboys for a 5th and 6th round pick. And then they turned around. Oh, and that's in this year's draft, by the way. And then they turned around and released Jarvis Landry. At first, they told him he could go out and seek a trade with anybody he wanted to, and then they finally just released him. Former UNC Tar Heel quarterback Mitchell Trubisky signed with Pittsburgh. You know, they looking for a replacement for Big Ben. So Mitch is going up there to Pittsburgh, and we'll see how that turns out. And then you got former Panther Teddy Bridgewater signing with my Dolphins for 1 year to be Tua's backup. So we'll see how that goes. Aaron Rodgers today, it was announced, signed a contract extension, $50.8 million for 3 years, making him one of the richest athletes in the history of the country. And then the big Deshaun Watson story. A grand jury voted on Friday not to criminally indict him. He still faces the 22 civil suits. They're still out there, and a lot of people think he's going to settle that. But, hey, the teams that are most interested in him, according to ESPN, most of the NFC South, they're trying to dethrone Brady. You got the Saints. The Falcons were announced today that they're interested in him. The Panthers sound like they're willing to do anything to get him to Carolina. And the Browns, they say he's supposed to meet with them, I think, a little bit later on this week. And this is a crazy story, y'all. Dallas defensive lineman Randy Gregory today. Okay, so he signed a deal with the Cowboys worth $70 million, $28 million of it guaranteed. And then within a few hours, rejected it and signed with the Broncos. The exact same offer. He signs with the Broncos. The only difference in the two contracts, he said his agent read in the contract for Dallas where it said, if you're fined by the NFL, they can either void or withhold your money. And so the agent said, oh, no, we're not doing that. So they go to Denver. They reject that contract, go to Denver and sign the exact same offer with Denver. So, Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on all these NFL stories right quick before we get to our question of the day.
Well, Big T, I think Tom Brady, I don't believe he watched the combine. He didn't see Big David 6'7", 350 run a 4.740.
Hey, he better hope he don't end up in the NFC South. We had to play him twice a year.
Big T, hey, Tom Brady, like you said, we're not gonna spend too much time on him, but I don't know, man. I don't understand. I don't get why. I guess he got around home and rested and didn't feel like folding sheets and giving it to the kids, and all he know is football. So I guess he just had to go back. I mean,
yeah.
Well, Ag P, I think you're absolutely right. It sounds like to me that he got home for them 40 days, and his wife might have said, "You know what? Tired of you being here. You right. In the house. You about to worry me to death. Why don't you go back and get back on the field again? At least we were getting along better then,
Because the man have done it all. Why?
Yeah.
Go back and risk it, man. I mean, I just don't want to see him get hurt.
You know what, Ruth? I want real quick, Radar. I want to add to what you said, Ruth. What if it's a conspiracy by Tom Brady? What if his wife was pressuring him to retire? He didn't really want to retire, so he got home. He said, "I'm gonna make life miserable for her." So he was just doing all kinds of stuff to where she probably said, "You know what? Get out of here."
Get out of here. Go and play some football. Go and let somebody run over you.
Radar, go ahead, man.
I got an even better option. I thought he was going to retire and go open up a quarterback camp, year-round quarterback center.
Yeah.
For all these aspiring quarterbacks. You think of how much money he can make off of these kids that all want to be superstar quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And who better to learn from than Brady?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Hey.
I don't get it.
Bird, you got any thoughts on these NFL stories?
The NFL is no longer wide open now that the GOAT is back.
No. Oh, man.
But the thing about it, though, he have a lot of free agency around him on that offense.
Yep.
He got 2 guards he could lose.
Yep.
He got tight ends, and Fournette, the running back, is a free agent now.
Yeah, and they can't afford. They're capped out. You know what I'm saying?
They can't afford all of that. So I don't know. Hey,
Brady says it's better to be hit than to wash dishes.
They're not gonna do anything this season.
Hey, we'll see, Rooftop. He just don't know.
Hey, that's a good one, Rooftop. We got to add that to the repertoire. That one goes up there where the lame duck can't fly.
I tell you, man, it's better to be hit than to have to wash dishes, man. I tell you what.
Well, hey, real quick, I want to comment before we move on, because I know we got to move on. I want to comment on this Randy Gregory story, because I just like the fact that the player, basically the power is in his hand, because he signed he had agreed to the deal and signed it. Dallas was announcing on their social media, he's re-signing, blah, blah, blah. And Denver, man, they trolled him, because when he rejected the offer later and signed with Denver, they put a thing up, the guy that does late night on CBS, they had a thing up with him saying surprise, But I like the fact that they looked at the contract and said, okay, it's the exact same contract Denver's offers, except for you got this clause in here. And I wonder, did they go to Dallas and say, if you remove that clause, we'll sign, but otherwise we'll walk, or they just pull a okie doke on Dallas and, got up out of there.
Don't nobody want to be there with Jimmy John, with that the owner. Right. Nobody want to be there with Jerry Jones. Nobody want to be there.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I would have left too, Big T.
So anytime they talk about taking your money and it's okay.
Yeah. It's already, I think that the contract should be guaranteed anyway, like basketball and everything. But hey, these guys, man, are one play away from, ending everything. So go on out to Denver and have some fun, big guy.
Yeah. Hey, think about it. You're already getting fined. Now you're gonna take money from me from being fined,
Right.
Hey, you looking at the contract saying Denver's giving me the same thing, and they're not doing that, so I'm going there.
Right.
All right. Oh, go ahead, Aggie.
No, I was just gonna say real quick, Watson going. I would like to see him go to the Panthers too.
So you cool with him coming to Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a Panther fan, but I would like to see that happen.
It'll bring some excitement. Hey, it'll definitely bring some excitement.
It would. Close to Clemson. Hey, man.
Because Rooftop's boy let us down.
The Panthers got the defense now.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
just got to put some things in place on offense, and he come, man. And it'd be exciting in Charlotte again.
I would say keep Christian McCaffrey if you bring him in. If McCaffrey can stay healthy, if he can stay healthy,
right?
I know that it's a big deal.
Ship McCaffrey out with Cam Newton, and both of them down there to work out with Rooftop and help him rehab his knee.
All right, hey, let's jump on into the question of the day, y'all, because we don't have much time. Question of the day is simple because it's college basketball season. We're into the big tournament now. And so we can easily look back at the season and see a sample size. We see the regular season, we see the conference tournaments. So at this point, we're not including what happens in the tournament, in the big tournament. At this point, better season, Coach K's last or Hubert Davis's first? Okay? Throw that out there to the tunnel crew. That's the question of the day.
I think Hubert Davis first.
Mm.
I think what Hubert Davis getting ready to do to the ACC is going to be beyond any coach that have ever been at UNC.
Wow. Okay.
And he's playing with Roy Williams recruits.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The players are not his players.
His players. That's right.
Difference when you're coaching somebody else's players.
Except for the guys he got in the transfer portal, like Mack, and he lost Garcia. We're waiting to see if Garcia is going to come back. Doesn't sound like it because he's back home in Minnesota with family and everything, dealing with family issues there. But if he comes back, you lose Mack. But if he comes back, yeah, and then you'll have more of Hubert's guys with his recruits. But yeah, Bird.
Watch Hubert Davis just make a little run in this little tournament. I just have a feeling.
You got a feeling?
I got a feeling that he might make a little run. Might not get to the championship or the Elite Eight, but he might at least get to the Sweet 16.
Think he'll surprise some people, huh?
Yeah, I think his season is a little bit more impressive. He's still got some proving to do.
Okay, all right.
Birdman, you sound like Tom Brady coming back. There's no way in the world, man. What do you mean?
Say he ain't getting past Baylor. Say he ain't getting past Baylor rooftop.
Come on, Bird. That's just like Brady coming back and got a line that he's not even for sure of. Come on, man.
Radar, your thoughts?
You know what? I am impressed with what Hubert was able to do, especially to keep the players' energy up.
Yeah.
Remain competitive. Like when Baycott came back, and instead of going into the draft, he came back and played with a lot of energy, closing out the season, especially with that win at Duke. I thought Baycott, he showed how he could, influence players that somebody else recruited, which I think is huge.
But Radar, that's the softest big man I've seen in the ACC. I call him Big Softy.
But you can't argue with the numbers that he puts up, though, Roof.
He ain't playing nobody.
He's putting them up against a little small guys. When he come up against the big ones, he ain't putting them up.
Yeah, he up there playing against Bancaro. He ain't no real big.
But let's see what he do against Purdue.
He ain't gonna have to worry about that against Baylor.
You got to give him some credit, though. He looked way better than last year, man.
He does.
That's the reason he didn't go into the NBA.
Well,
right. I mean, he was he was terrible, man.
Yeah.
But anyway,
how much of that is attributed to Hubert's coach? Or his coaching staff, because Hubert put that staff together.
I think it was weight room and the coaching staff.
Yeah.
But the guards are playing more aggressive too, though. Also,
they are.
They're playing downhill, which opens up the lane. Your big can come in and close out if they come off the rim, and that's what he was doing this year that he wasn't doing last year. And to Rooftop's point, I like it. Back in the day when you saw Leitner going up against Rodney Rodgers and Eric Montrose and Salvador, everybody had a big that could bang and put 10, 15 or 20 on you at any given moment. Yeah. So that's the only thing that the ACC is missing right now is those bigs in the paint.
Yeah.
Well, you got to understand it's the relationship that you have with players now. Davis is coming in, and the message that he's giving these young players is totally different than the message that Roy Williams could give to them. It's just like with me coaching at Eastern Randolph. I can't come back and coach like I did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Some of the same tactics, I can't use them because it's the way you relate to these young players. So Davis' message is getting across to these kids of what his expectation is.
Hey, I'm gonna agree with y'all. I think Hubert's first season, because Duke had the expectation was so high. I actually think Coach K sabotaged their season by announcing he was retiring before the season. He should have waited to the end because he put a lot of pressure on these freshmen. He's got arguably the most talented team out there, but I think they're young and they had a lot of pressure on them knowing it was Coach K's last season. I think he did them a great disservice. And I thought Hubert proved, his worth in the fact that I thought he outcoached Coach K in the last 6 minutes of that game at Cameron. That was coaching, leaving those guys in for the whole half and putting that kind of trust in them. Hey, everybody. You're listening to At Home. You're listening to and watching At Home with the Crossover on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Catch us live. Tell all your friends about it. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. And that's every Thursday night. It can be found online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the app. It's 100.7 app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry, join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the Crossover Wrap-Up Report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. A couple of quick mentions before we jump into our recap of the ACC tournament and look ahead to how we think things are going to play out in the NCAA tournament. Major League Baseball and the Players Association finally came to a agreement, and the lockout ended. So the season is now going to begin on April 7th, and they're going to get a full season in. There was a lot of question whether they get a full season in or not. They are going to get a full season in, and the owners got some of the things they wanted, expanded playoff, and they also got full-time DH in the NL, because, you know, the NL normally only does DH in the AL park. So they've got full-time designated hitter now in the NL. So, hey, baseball fans, get ready, because the baseball season is coming, and lots to look out for if you're a fan of the Fall Classic. And then Greg Popovich became the NBA's all-time leading coach in terms of wins. He's got the most wins in the history of the NBA. So congratulations to Greg Popovich. And in the women's tournament, NC State is the #1 seed, and hopefully they can get it done this year. North Carolina's a 5 seed. They're in the Greensboro region, so they might play in the Greensboro Coliseum if they're able to get to the second weekend of the tournament. All right, let's see how the Tunnel Crew did last week in the ACC Challenge. And Bro Mel won the ACC Challenge, going 9-5. Congratulations to Bro Mel. He's the ACC Tournament Challenge champion for this year. Aggie P and Stats were right on his heels at 8-6. And then you got a log jam in third place with me, Radar, and TP. We all went 7-7. Then Birdman, he put too much faith in his Wake Forest Demon Deacons. When they got knocked out early, that was it. He went 5-9. So the overall standings look like this. There's a tie at the top, not 1 and 2, but a tie at the top between Aggie P and myself with 32 wins. Bro Mel is second with 31 wins. TP Birdman is third with 28 wins. Then you got TP and Radar tied at fourth with 26 wins, and Stats is bringing up the rear with 24 wins. So that's how the standings look. Hey, Aggie P, we tied, man, coming out of the ACC Challenge.
I want to say one thing, Big T.
Yes, sir.
I want you to tell TP she got to do better than that. She just got to do better than that.
Hey, you telling yourself in an upcoming show, man. All right, so our picks for this week, we did the entire tournament, but of course we're not going to sit here and tell you every team we picked for the whole tournament. So we just simply said we're going to show our final four teams and our champion. And I'm taking Gonzaga, UCLA, Auburn, and Arizona as my final four. I've got Gonzaga winning the whole thing. All right, who's next? Aggie P, give us your picks, sir.
Yes, sir. I got Gonzaga and Purdue, Arizona and Iowa.
Okay.
And I got Arizona taking it all over Gonzaga.
Okay, all right. Next up.
Aggie P, good pick, Aggie P.
All right, and now we got the queen, and she has Gonzaga, Arizona, Kentucky, and Auburn. Actually, I think it's Gonzaga versus Kentucky and Arizona versus Auburn, and she has Arizona playing Gonzaga in the championship game with Arizona Gonzaga winning the whole thing. So to be correct, she's got Gonzaga playing Kentucky, and she's got Auburn playing Arizona, and she's got Arizona and Gonzaga in the championship with Gonzaga winning it all. All right, let's move on. Birdman, your picks.
All right, I got Gonzaga, and it should say St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
LSU and Arizona, and I got Arizona winning it all.
Okay.
Hey, Bird. I just want to know what was on your mind when you picked these teams.
hey, and that's like he said. It says St. Peter's on the screen, but it's St. Mary's is the team he's got in the Final Four facing off against Gonzaga, and like I said, he's got Arizona winning it all. Give us the next. All right, Radar, give us yours.
Well, all right. I got Gonzaga and Baylor, and then Kansas and Tennessee in my Final Four. And I got Baylor doing a repeat, beating Kansas in the final.
Okay, all right.
Radar. Y'all, I just want to say, man, what about Tennessee, man?
Well, I wanted to put Middle Tennessee on there, but they wasn't up there.
Hey, we got Bro Mel's picks now, and Bro Mel has Gonzaga, Kansas, Kentucky, and Arizona, and he's got Arizona and Gonzaga in the championship, and he's got Arizona winning it all. And I think that leaves Stats right there, right? Stats, what? Okay, Stats has Gonzaga. He has Kansas, Kentucky, and Arizona. So that UNC is wrong.
Okay.
He's got Kansas instead of UNC. So it should be Gonzaga versus Kentucky and Arizona versus Kansas. And he's got Gonzaga and Arizona in the championship game. And he's got Arizona. Actually, he has Kansas winning the whole thing. He's got Kansas.
Wow.
Stats has Kansas cutting down the nets. So to be correct, he's got Gonzaga, Kentucky, Arizona, and Kansas. He's got Gonzaga and Kansas in the championship game, and he's got Kansas winning it all. All right, y'all. Hey, shout outs is to everybody, all the members of the Tunnel Crew, to Percy working behind the scenes, to Sister Linda, to TP. That's our shout out as a whole. Shout out to you, Rooftop, for coming back tonight, being in the house. Shout out to Larry, who came in and joined us. We getting ready to sign off for Aggie P.
No weapon.
For Radar.
Narrow is the way.
For Birdman. For Rooftop.
The roof is in the house.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator is there. Till next time, see ya, and we might want to be here.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for The Crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.